project is an agile project management framework, and it helps the team to work together effectively to develop and deliver high quality products. And it provides us with a flexible and iterative approach to project management, mainly used in Scrum development, software development, but is now applicable to various industries. So it's not only just IT using the Scrum process alone anymore now. We have a lot of industries, a lot of organizations, a lot of fields now, disciplines using the Scrum, and if I can say Agile Scrum, let me put it that way, framework or process in delivering either product or services to their clients. Okay, so that is Scrum in a nutshell. Okay, and then we're looking at our topic, Introduction to Scrum Mastering. What is Scrum Mastering itself? It's an act. It's an act that you have of leading and guiding a team through a project using some of the Agile framework, such as Scrum, Kanban, and other framework or practices that Agile has. And the person that facilitates that practice the Scrum is the Scrum Master. So the Scrum Master is now the facilitator or a co-leader of a Scrum team. So you have you have a Scrum process, and the team that uses that process is called the Scrum team. And the person that facilitates the process, the Scrum process in that team is called the Scrum Master, who some of you might desire to be a Scrum Master. And they're mainly responsible for ensuring that the Scrum process is followed effectively by the team so that they're able to achieve their goals, they're productive, they add value to what they do. So you have a team of expertise, you have a team of developers, you have a team of testers, you have a team of some teams you can have UX designers and all that. They are experts in what they do. Okay, but for them to now all collaborate together to add value for what they do, for them to be able to work effectively together, they make use of a process of Agile called Scrum. Okay, so Scrum is a framework of Agile, and the person that helps them that guides and supports them into using that process effectively so that it's productive for them is the Scrum Master that facilitates that process. And that is what some of us want to be a Scrum Master. So that's what you have. So the act of using the Scrum process, the act of guiding the team to make use of the Scrum process in order for them to be productive, add value to what they do, bring out quality to what they do, get the customer to be satisfied is the Scrum Mastering. That is the act itself. Okay. All right. So we want to look at some of the skills of the Scrum Master. Yeah. So who actually can be a Scrum Master? Okay, there's this belief that Scrum, like I said earlier on, it's not only now being used. Scrum or Agile is not only now being used in the software development field or industry any longer. So some of you might feel, oh, this is not for me because I am not an IT person. I don't have an IT background. I don't have an IT background. And I went into Scrum Mastering and I'm enjoying what I'm doing because I believe I have some skills that aligns with the Scrum Master skills that is able to allow me to enjoy what I'm doing, that gave me the interest I have in it in order to be able to do it. Okay, so you don't really have to have an IT background. You don't have to have a computer background, if I can say that, just like Lonami had mentioned earlier on. You don't have to have that. Those are part of the things that in the course of you being in this internship, you would get to learn and you will get to be a pro in it, so to say, in a couple of months, if I can put it that way. Okay, so Scrum and Agile now are being implemented in, almost commonly used now in other industries, like I said. So it's just the skill, the Scrum Master skills that you need in order to be able to do what you need to do. So the skills, you might have some of these skills already that you're using maybe in some of the roles you're carrying out already, which you can also put into use being a Scrum Master. And some of the skills of a Scrum Master includes facilitation. Are you able to facilitate a meeting, arrange a meeting, schedule a meeting, ensure that the right people are at that meeting? Are you able to facilitate that meeting, ensure that that meeting is focused on the goal of the meeting? If you're able to do that, if you have facilitation skills, then yeah, I would say you can be a Scrum Master. But hey, it's not just limited to just being able to facilitate or having a facilitation skills. You need to be able to communicate also. Communicate effectively. Let me put it that way. So there is a difference between being able to communicate and being able to communicate effectively. You're able to communicate effectively, both verbally and both the written communication. You're able to communicate in clear and simple terms, whereby the person decoding the information you're giving are able to decode it right. They're able to decode it well. Your message is not vague in any way. So if you have communication skills, I would say this is for you. Again, it's not limited to that. As you a leader, yeah, that's another one. Are you a leader? Are you able to support your team? Do you have empathy for people? Are you motivational? Do you ensure that your team focus on goals that are being set? Are you a success-oriented person? Are you a contributor? Are you the kind of person that dictates to your team, or you help them, you guide them, and you support them? Are you a team player? If you are that kind of a leader, also that is another skill that a Scrum Master needs to have. Also, you have to have a coaching skills. You have to be able to coach your team members. You have to be able to teach them things. There might be some processes that they don't understand. There might be some processes that they need to, upskill on. You should be able to coach them some basic things. So you must have coaching skills, presentation skills are part of the things you need to have as a Scrum Master. Also, you must have the problem solving skills. Okay, so you're bringing these diverse people together to work together. There will be conflicts. There will be need to resolve conflict. There will be need to solve problems. You should have a problem solving skills. You should be able to identify a problem, be able to see it, identify it, define it, know the source, the root of that problem, explore it, have one-to-one with people in trying to resolve or to know what the problem is. Put an action plan in place to resolve it, and also reflect, look back at it, reflect on it. You should be able to have that skill. If you have it already, you are on the right track. You need to be creative as a Scrum Master. Also, one of your skill is to be able to be creative in whatever you do. Okay, you have to have that creativity, because some of the problems you might need to solve might need you using creativity, in order to be able to solve it. You have to be creative. You have to have the collaboration skills. You need to be able to bring people together, ensure that you're able to bring people together to collaborate. So it might not just be your team members alone that you're bringing together to collaborate. Your team members should be able to collaborate with stakeholders, and the person that brings them together to be able to have that collaboration is you, the Scrum Master. So you have to have that skill of bringing people together, bringing people to collaborate, to work together. That's why I said you yourself has to be a team player in order to know how to bring people together to work as a team. So you are the gel that brings them together. I said earlier on that you have to have your complete resolution skills also. You need to be able to, bring people to a common ground. Let people meet on a common ground in order to resolve conflict. You have to have emotional intelligence. You have to empathize with your team members. You have to understand them, be aware of what is going on. You have to be somebody that can read people's body language. You have to be able to be the kind of person that can read emotion in people's, voices, if it's possible. If you're working remotely, you might not see the body language, but you should be able to pick it. You might be the kind of person that can read, if I can put it, an atmosphere, if I can call it a digital atmosphere. Somebody, that normally they are active, in the way they do things, and then you notice they are withdrawing and all that. You should be able to, identify all those and pick it up. So your emotional intelligence has to be there, as one of the skills that you need. And you need to be a team builder. You need to build your team. So it's not just them working together. They need to bond together also as a team and be able to work together as a team. That's another skills that you might have. And it's more than this. These are just some few skills that that you need to have to be a good Scrum Master. So if you have all these skills already and you desire to be a Scrum Master, if you have all of them, if you have some of them, and you desire to be a Scrum Master, you can develop on those, and then you can acquire more skills, because that is why you have the interest in it. You can acquire more of these skills, put them in place in order for you to be able to deliver what you need to do. And once you have all the skills, then you will be able to carry out your responsibility, which is the next thing we want to look at. As a Scrum Master, you're expected to carry out the following responsibilities. Like I said earlier, one of your skills is that you have to be able to facilitate. So another responsibility you have as a Scrum Master, you can't escape from it, is that you have to be able to facilitate meetings, facilitate Scrum events, team collaboration with all stakeholders. You have to be able to facilitate it. So it's not just you attending those meetings. You have to schedule those meetings at times. Most of the time you schedule those meetings, you are there, it could be, if you're working in the office, it could be a physical meeting room. If it is online, you should be able to put the meeting in place, have the links ready and everything for that. You should be able to do that. Ensure that if necessary, you send meeting responses so that you're getting people's responses that they are going to attend that meeting, and then that is in place also. So you're able to facilitate most of the meetings that are going to happen. You're able to facilitate your team bonding together. You're able to encourage your team. That is another responsibility you have as a Scrum Master. You're able to encourage your team members. You appreciate them, even when they've not done, as they should. Yeah, you don't pull them up, you don't throw accusing words, you don't use accusing words or anything like that. You're encouraging them. You're having one-on-one communication, one-on-one meetings with them. You're there to motivate them, ensure that all the processes that are in place are being used. Your Scrum values are being used, transparency, openness, at meetings that you have to have, you're talking to them, you're encouraging those that don't normally talk to be able to talk. And there are times there are some of the meetings when you have to use games in order to, kind of break the ice between team members or even stakeholders, in order for you to be able to and work with them. So those are some of your responsibility. Also, you have the responsibility to reflect. You help the team to create information. You help them to track their progress, look at their progress, how they're progressing in things. There's a particular Scrum event that has to do with reflecting, and that's the retro. You're there ensuring that the team is continuously improving, removing impediments for the team. These are some of your responsibilities. They are not limited to this, but these are some of them. We have reward over there. You appreciate your team members. You take pride, in the team, even when they perform less than expected. You don't castigate them, not to say, if I can use that word. You're always motivating them. And part of your motivation is having that continuous improvement to say, hey, we might not get to, or we might not have done what we need to do. What do we need to do to improve going forward? And then they all collaborate together. And you're not using words like, oh, you people didn't do this. It has to do with we. Remember, you are one of the team members also. And when they see you as a team member, then they are able to relate with you, and you're able to work with them better, and you're able to support and guide them better when you have that in place. You're also responsible to protect your team. You shield your team from every external distractions that would distract their focus on what has been planned or the goal that has been put in place. So you have to stand as that shield over there, protecting them from external distraction, from internal distraction also. Because as a team, like I said, we would have conflict as a team. There's no team that doesn't have that conflict. So you have to be there as a protector, as a shield, shielding your team from all those. And then you also help your team to learn and share. That is part of your responsibility. Like I said, I've talked about continuous improvement. You have to help them. Coaching them is helping them to learn and share, helping them to upskill, and if you are not maybe the one to give that coaching for them to upskill, you need to arrange it with maybe their line managers, or put a training in place for them, arrange training for them in order to help them to upskill. So these again are some of your responsibilities, not all, but these again are some of your responsibility as a Scrum Master. And then what are the tools that you use as a Scrum Master? We want to quickly just look at the tools that you use. What are those tools that help you, to do what you need to do in order to get the value and be productive in your role as a Scrum Master? So you have collaborative tools like Azure DevOps is a collaborative tool. Is That's the projects where you have the project board. So it's not just limited. Azure DevOps is not just limited to you alone. Is a tool for the whole team. The project board is where the team come together to collaborate. That's where you put your work on for visibility, for transparency, for tracking. You use the Azure board. Okay, Azure DevOps. Jira also is another one as similar to Azure DevOps. You have Trello. They are all collaborative tools where you can get your project board on. You have the Miro. The Miro is a brainstorming tool, a very good tool where the team can use to brainstorm ideas, and there's some activities that you will do as a team, and you use your Miro board to be able to do that. Your team chatter is one of it. Even your retro, you can run it on your Miro board also. That's for brainstorming, which is again a collaborative event that you need to do. You also have your retrospective board, which is found in mostly some of the tools we've mentioned. You have a retrospective board in Azure DevOps that you can use, and there are some other boards that you can use for your retrospective. Also, you have I think Easy Retro is one of them. Like I said, you can use your Miro board also for your retrospective and other ones like that. There is an estimation board you can find also on Azure DevOps. As you go along in the course, you would come to that. And then we have the tracking tools. So on some of the collaborative tools also, you have your tracking tools, you have your dashboard where you can get your metrics that helps you to see how to measure how your team is progressing with the work that you're doing. And with that, you can use the metrics, the charts that you get on your dashboard to talk during your retro concerning how you can continuously improve your work process and your work progress also. So that is there also for us, tracking tools on the metrics dashboard, or even on your sprint board also, you're able to track the progress. But that is what your project board is for you to be able to track work, for you to be able to be visible, to see work. Because as a team in Scrum or Agile, you have to be transparency is key for that, and your project board gives transparency, so everybody is seeing what everybody is doing, and we're able to collaborate and plan better, give updates and plan better as you go along as a team. Also, you have the reporting tools. MS Office is full of reporting tools. You have your Word documents there, Excel, PowerPoint. You have your Outlook there. You have we have Yammer there. You have a lot of tools in Microsoft Office that you can use. The Google Workspace is another one. That's where you have your Google Sheets, Google Forms, Google Docs and all that. Google Workspace is another one. They are all reporting tools that you can use in your role as a Scrum Master. Your other team members also can use it. And then you have your meeting tools, your MS Teams. Somebody made mention of MS Teams earlier on. Your MS Teams is what you find that you're using is one of the MS Office. So it's one of the things you find a lot of organizations using out there. That's where you have your meeting. That's where you're able to have chats that every member of the team are able to see. Another one, good one is Slack. That's another meeting tools that you have. We have Zoom, which mostly you won't see most organizations out there using. MS Teams, I think, is the one that is being used mostly. But hey, Zoom also is a meeting link, just like we are having right now. You have the whiteboard where you're able to collaborate during meetings. You're able to use your whiteboard to collaborate during your meetings. You have sticky notes. Don't forget the whole sticky note is still out there. People are still using it. Notepads, pens, they are still all your tools They might be, we might think, oh, they're old fashioned, they're not digital, but people are still using it. I'm still using notepads and, sticky notes and pen at work. So, and I know, I'm sure a lot of people are still doing that. So we're not dropping it out just because things have gone digital. And then we have the communication tools also. The old email is still there. Outlook is still there. Most organizations are using Outlook. Most organizations that are using MS Office are, using Outlook, and then every other email that are out there. Video conferencing is a communication tool. Computers, your email, your phone, and even the physical space also in the office. You have the meeting rooms and all that. Those are part of your communication tools or your meeting tools that you will use as a Scrum Master, and that your team generally, let me put it that way, would also use. But as a Scrum Master facilitating and being in charge of most of the meetings and all that, and being the one communicating mostly effectively in the team, you will be making use of some of these tools also. Okay, so we said earlier on that Scrum Master role is not just limited to software. So almost every industry is using Scrum, Agile, or any of the frameworks that you have in Agile are being used now across a lot of industries. It's being used in healthcare, it's being used in banking, it's being used in government roles, government parastatals are using it. The insurance company, investment company, name it. Almost every organization that are either producing product or services are now using it. Construction, defense, almost all sectors now are making use of Scrum or Agile in whatever they're doing. Automobile companies, e-commerce, retail, marketing, and many, many much more. And as a result, Scrum Master work can be in any of this industry. So like I said earlier, it's not just limited to software industry, IT. Oh, I'm not an IT person. You don't need to be. You might not even be developing a software product. It might be services that you're rendering. In as much as it is digital, there are some that are not even digital, and they need Scrum Masters because they're using Agile or they're using Scrum in order to deliver the services or the products that they're using, and they're using those roles to do it. So are you in the healthcare? Maybe you're from the healthcare background generally and all that. Scrum Master role are there. Are you in the banking industry already? There's Scrum Master roles there. Do you work for the government, public sector already? Scrum Master roles are there. So it might be that even in the industry where you're working already, you have these roles. They are there already. And the fact that you are in there, if you want to further that role, a Scrum Master role in that industry, you have an advantage already because you're already in the industry. All you need is to know what Scrum Mastering is all about by training yourself, getting trained in that place so that you can use the knowledge and the experience you've gained from your course that you're going to do or the training that you're going to have with us in order to be able to do it in that industry. And maybe you're fed up with your industry, you want to move industry and all that, you can still be a Scrum Master in any other industry that you want to go into. So it's not just, like I said, it's not just limited to the health sector alone. Okay. So all right, we want to look at the salary scale. So what is the salary scale of a Scrum Master? So this is a salary scale by a company called salaryexpert.com. It's online if you Google them. And this was a salary scale that they gave about 6 months or thereabout ago. This was a salary scale from I think this is August 2023. So I deliberately brought this up before I bring up the new one that they've posted as of today. So this was the one that they updated on their website on the 31st of August 2023. And as you can see here, it's saying the average base salary for a Scrum Master is 59,745 per annum. Okay, that's an average. For an entry level, as you can see there, it's saying 43,214. And then for a senior Scrum Master, I'll explain what that means, is 73,483. Now, this is not fixed. for all organizations. Okay, so what this company does is they get their data from salary survey. They run salary survey from employees and anonymous employers. Okay, and then they use that to update their websites. That's what they do. And this is for, I just picked this. This is for UK. This is for London. Okay, this is for London. Okay, and then you can see the average hourly rate there being 28 pounds 72 pence. That's the hourly rate, and there might be average bonus. You can see the bonus on the other side, that at the end that person can get a bonus of 1,601 pound over, you know, the 59,745 that they have already. Okay, so entry level means is a level for a Scrum Master with 1 to 3 years experience. Okay, an average salary is for a Scrum Master that is with 4 to 7 years experience, and a senior Scrum Master is one with 8 years plus experience. So the entry level that you see there is for 1 to 3 years experience, average from 4 to 7, and this also is, like I said, is not fixed. So this is just the one that this organization gathered from their survey. You can get, depending on how good you are, depending on how good you are at the interview, depending on how good you're able to sell yourself, you can actually increase, you know, your worth. Let me put it that way, depending on how good you can sell yourself. Now, this is the one that is the current one that was updated on their website today, and I want you to see the difference. So earlier on, the one we saw previously is 59,000 plus for an average salary. And as of today, this is the one that was updated. So we're talking roughly less than 6 months. The average salary had gone up to 81,000 plus. Yeah, the entry level has gone to 58,000 plus, and then the senior level had gone to 100,000 plus. Again, this is not fixed. This is just based on a survey that this organization has made. Okay, so it's not salary concerning Scrum Mastering. Is not Scrum Master is not static. It's not a salary that just stayed there for, you know, the same salary, that 59,000 for years and years and years to come. But as like I said, it depends on how much you can sell yourself. Number one, it depends on what you're actually looking for. It depends on how good you've made yourself to be. And that has to do with your hard work, your commitment, and what you put into whatever you're doing when you're learning, when you're doing your training, and how much knowledge you have acquired and how much commitment you've put into the practical aspects to gain all those experience and to be able to sell yourself, you know, to the recruitment organization, or the organization, or the recruitment organization out there. Okay, so what is expected of me as a Scrum Master? For me to become a Scrum Master, what is expected of me? Okay, to be a master of any process in whatsoever way, you need the knowledge to be able to do it. For me to be a master at anything, for a doctor to be a doctor, to do whatever they need to do, they need to go for training. They need to train. They need to have the knowledge. They need to have the experience. They need to practice. And that is expected also of you being a Scrum Master. So you can't be a Scrum Master without you having a knowledge of what Scrum is all about. You can't have a knowledge of what Scrum is without going to the basics to know what Agile is all about, without knowing what the principles of Agile is all about, without knowing the values of Agile, the principles of Agile, without understanding the Scrum framework process or the Scrum event. There is no way you can be a Scrum Master without learning all those. So it comes, your journey starts from the knowledge, and that knowledge also is being put to practice. That is when you become truly, you can call yourself a master, because you have an experience of the knowledge that you have acquired, and you are able to familiarize yourself with some terminologies or some technical words that are being used, or that are being used in, you know, project management. You're able to use those buzzwords. You understand them, you know what they mean, and you're able to use them, you know, in your CV, in understand them in job adverts that you're going to go for, expected to put them in your CV, and also to make use of them in at your interviews in order to sell yourself. Those are the things really that are selling you. So, you know, most times now concerning a CV, it's not just being checked by humans alone. We've got a lot of organizations now that are digitally checking your CV, and they're putting those buzzwords there. And when those buzzwords are not found in your CV at times, it throws your CV out there. So you need to have the knowledge, know the terminologies that are being used in the industry, and be able to make use of them. Like I said, in your words, at your interview, in your CV, learn them, work with them, practice them, say them a lot in when you're talking. Start making use of them. And the only way you can get that is through your training and the course that you're going to do. And I want to believe that is why you're here, to have that knowledge, to put that knowledge into practice in order for you to get the experience needed for you to become confident as a Scrum Master. So that is expected of you, that you'll have to have a training to become a Scrum Master. You'll also have to have certification, okay, as a Scrum Master, because most organizations right now are making this a requirement in their job adverts. They're asking people, they're asking that one of the requirements is that you become certified. That doesn't mean you can't become a Scrum Master without certification. Or that doesn't mean you can't get a job without certification, because like I said earlier on, it's about how you sell yourself, okay? So, but this puts you on advantage over every other applicants that are out there if you have your certification. And then you start applying for the job. So you create your CV, which also we are able to support you to do, review your CV, give you feedback on it, but you're able to create your CV, have cover letters, let it sell you. And like I said, we will be able to support you to do that. And then you start applying for job. You target recruitment channels, job sites, companies' websites relating to your role. You create your awareness on them by registering and constantly applying for jobs. So you have to actively apply for job. These are some of the expectations if you want to be a Scrum Master. So you develop your interview techniques also. You research interview questions, you prepare them, you practice your delivery of them, and then you build your online presence also. Network on sites like LinkedIn, social media, blogs, video that has to do with Scrum mastering. That is how you build your online presence, so that recruitment organizations out there can see your CV, they can be able to relate with you, and that is how they can reach out to you. So if you don't apply, there's really no way you can get a job if you don't go out there to apply. And it doesn't stop when you get the job, or even before you get the job. So while you're applying for the job, you're also personally developing yourself. You're not just leaving yourself to say, "Oh, I finished the internship, I've gotten my certification, I'm just applying and just looking out there." You research into topics. There might be topics you're not so conversant with. There might be topics you're not so confident in, and all that. You research, you read more in order to be able to better yourself, even after getting the job. So your last destination is not just getting the job. It doesn't stop there, because the industry keeps growing, things keeps changing. It's not a static one. Okay. So change is, they say, is the only thing that is constant. So things keeps changing, and you have to change with things. You have to personally develop yourself, self-discovery, push yourself, get better at who you are, upskill yourself, you know, set a goal for yourself to improve, research and learn new things about your discipline and remain relevant. Your job is not just going to the more you bring into your job, because you're upskilling, the better chance you have of keeping that job. So remember that, and also put that into practice in all that you do. And I wish you all the best in your endeavor and in this journey that you have started, which I want to assure you is a very good journey. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much, Moji. Thank you. That was spot on. Thank you so